Hey, what is up, guys? Raven here. So, first of all, cheers with a coffee hydration, and I got asked about it a couple of times, so I said, you know what, let's make a top 5 video, because on stream I get asked quite often about my top decks that either I've came up or I've enjoyed during the 2020. So I thought, we can have a nice list of those 5 decks and actually just show what I think for me were the top ones. Are there gonna be alternatives, ADP, all of that on the list? No. Those are maybe they were winning, right? They were great decks if you wanted to win, if you wanted to go competitive, but they were on this more annoying side, and oh man, I don't want to play any more against that. And they were on this side, were yeah, cool, but they're not kind of resembling with me, right? They are not that much fun to me. So those are my top 5 right now, and I feel like once you see the whole list, you'll kind of figure it out, because it goes with what I do enjoy in Pokemon. So there are going to be some decks pre-rotation and post-rotation, right? So we can have both, because I'm taking into consideration from January 2020 to the December 2020, right? So there was a rotation somewhere in August, so both ends of the spectrum. And at number 5, right, the beautiful number 5, and I think that is going to be a surprise to many, but I wish the deck would stay a bit longer. I enjoyed the idea. I really liked the annoying part, and is, love it or hate it, right, any iteration of the captivating Salsa Oricorio, either with Parasect, either with Absol, Galarian Mine, but the captivating Salsa Oricorio, that's where I was at. I loved it. I like the confusion. I like the fact that, Parasect worked with that confusion, and the burn was happening. You could have actually done so many cool things with that deck. So definitely my number 5 is that. It's Oricorio, captivating Salsa. If you don't know what the card I'm talking about, you're actually getting so Parasect. So if you have them on the bench, in between turns they were putting 2 damage counters on confused Pokemon, and as you were using captivating Salsa, you were picking the benched Pokemon on your opponent. They were confused, they were burned, and they were unable to retreat. With, of course, Absol, with Galarian Mine, they were kind of stuck there, right? Which was great at the time, and I love it, and I wish we have that back. It was kind of annoying part, but still a super fun to play. Then at number 4, a beautiful number 4, we're gonna have, well, the deck that I still kind of use even right now. It is Aeropod, right? Aerodactyl with Golisopod, especially with the new Golisopod. The Aerodactyl had this new fresh air, because when Aerodactyl first came out, it was 2019. It was really good. It was played a lot, right? It was a proper baby deck. Then, well, it kind of went off radar because of the ADP, because of the rise of all those bigger guys, and we now have him back, right? Especially before the first, maybe before second Players Cup, right? Before those second qualifiers, we received a gift as Golisopod came, and it attacks for 50 for each V or GX card your opponent has on their side of the board, and it counts their active, so it can deal a lot of damage, because 30 plus that and 50 for each. With Aerodactyl, it can hit 180. It's a baby deck. It can do a lot, especially against decks like ADP, Eternatus, Sandiscord. That might be problematic, because then you have to go a bit more with Aerodactyl itself, but also against Pikarom, right? There was a Crabam Enabler. You can see that deck, because I have it. I'm still playing it. I'm still using it. It's still working. That's the most amazing part about it. So that is my number 4. Definitely deserves that. Definitely an amazing deck. And super fun, right? And I do enjoy those baby decks. I do enjoy the spread decks. I enjoy little weird ideas, and well, that's my number 4. Then we go to number 3. Right, number 3, Tres, Dry, right, Ice Fight Dry, right, or Tre, depending on the language. And for that, I might get some hate. I might, but that's my kind of pet peeve. my guilty pleasure, I can say, and those are Seeking variants, Seeking Control, and every Seeking variant. Since we've came out with the idea in February when the Seeking came out, I loved Seeking Marip. I love Seeking with Krygonal. Seeking that we've done recently, right? There was Seeking with Girafarig. Just so many different variants of that Seeking with Ripping Orn. I love it. I don't know why I'm taking so much pleasure in that, and it's making me smile because I hate playing against it, but it's super fun deck to play, and I really do enjoy it. And I must admit, I do enjoy that, and I would love to, I don't be able to play back that Girafarig, maybe card like that in standard format that puts the energy from your opponent's discard pile to a lost zone or to some zone that they can't bring it back, because that was the whole idea, right? There was the Marip when they were still asleep, so they're asleep, you were just hitting them. So much fun, and definitely that is my number 3. Like, I gotta go with it. I gotta go with this at number 3. I can't do anything else. So let's move on to number 2, right? So the podium, of course there are gonna be a few honorable mentions, no worries, but the podium, right? And I must say the number 2 is gonna be the deck that I've played competitively since it came out, and it is just, like, close to my heart, and it is just one of those decks that you've played for so long that is just a part of you, and whenever someone like sees you IRL, they go like, oh yeah, you're that player, right? You're playing that deck. It's like you were playing Control your whole life and you're trying to switch. No, you're still Control player for those people. So for me, that is a peak ROM still. 2020 was great year for peak ROM, right? It started off quite on not the best side, but it picked up some steam, even though rotation did not stop. I thought it's gonna stop peak ROM, it did not. We got a great version of Mew 3 right now, so it definitely deserves that, right? Full Blitz still going strong, Choo-Choo is still going strong, and the problem is that, again, I've sold mine, right? Like, I've sold mine because I thought it's not going to be played, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy because there was no IRL play, right? So that was kind of a win for me, that I was able to get a bit of money back so I can purchase the stuff for, like, Rapid Strike now. And the Battle Styles, right? So that's the name. So definitely a peak ROM is my number 2, and I must admit, it is a weird thing to say that, because I said many times it's gonna be dead, and I still kept playing it and enjoyed it and had fun, and that is number 2. Like, I can't put it at number 1. I want to, but I can't really yet. But let's go to some honorable mentions right now, and definitely one of the honorable mentions is going to go to Inteleon VMAX. Inteleon VMAX decks with Frostmoth, 100%, they do deserve that spotlight. Great ideas, right? The same goes to Wet Mew 3 or Moist Mew 3, right? Those two water type decks deserve that. They're super fun to play, really interesting ideas, and I wish water type would get better over time. Now, maybe, with upcoming year, this is gonna be a water type year. Who knows? I wish there would be a lot more stuff that you can do there. Maybe some better engines than just a Frostmoth. Also, the last honorable mention is Weezing, and every variant of a Weezing spread. I love spread decks, and a Weezing spread definitely deserves that. I'm just gonna upload. I've uploaded it already. I will. Weezing spread Darmanitan. We've got a Weezing spread with Barraskewda. We got a Weezing spread with, like, you name it. There was a Weezing spread to it, and it worked, which shows that those spread decks, they still are strong. They still kick and scream, and they want to get to that pedestal, but they're just short. They're always short, unfortunately, because we've lost 2 years ago the Tapu Lele that was able to move the energy. I wish we get that card back, and that would be great. But now we're getting to the 10-minute mark of the video, so let's get to the number 1. And what is the number 1 for me? The number 1 deck for me is the deck that I do play right now, IRL. And I've played for the second half of the 2020, because the first half was Pikarom, second half was actually the deck I'm going to talk about. Am I gonna change that deck? Yes, after Battle Style is gonna come out, I'm gonna change all the way to Rapid Strike, selling off that, but it does deserve that spotlight because it was fun. It helped me to get to the Players Cup 1, almost qualified for Players Cup 2, literally, 6 points short. It does happen, but that was the deck that I was playing in, and that is my variant of Centiskorch VMAX. Love the deck, amazing deck. Now I can close the list, by the way. Yeah, there you go, because I had the list here. Super fun deck, enjoyed it a lot, and I feel like Centiskorch variants were great throughout, like since he came out until that point right now. They are gonna still be great until rotation, until we're gonna lose a lot of things. Like that's why I'm moving towards Rapid Strike, because I know rotation is gonna, if it's gonna happen earlier, well, a lot of players are just screwed. But if it's gonna happen later, in August, as it should, well, we'll lose Welder, we'll lose Giant Heart, we'll lose many decks cards, so it's gonna get less, like, it's not gonna be as good as it is right now. So yeah, that is Centiskorch for number 1. I loved it. It was super fun. It was dominating IRL League where I live. So yeah, it was just an amazing deck, and super easy, because I feel like this year you can get a see, right? Like this year I went with a more fun part in my top 5, or even top 9, but I felt like that Centiskorch was more about bit more brainless kind of playing, and just more having fun and having a conversation with other players and just enjoying it, even though it's still a super strong deck and it was able to achieve those higher goals, but it was more about that because we all like that interaction, because of Steve, and that's kind of what drove me to that number 1, right? That I didn't have to do as much, but it was tight. Like it was Centiskorch Pikarom, but no, Centiskorch VMAX. So that is my top 5 decks of the 2020. I want to hear your list of 2020, right? Again, why no ADP? It just it was a great deck, but not for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and enjoying all those videos. I appreciate that. But in the meantime, goodbye, good night, have a fantastic rest of the day, and happy 2021. Hope it's gonna get only better for you, and at the end of the day, well, please stay safe out there. Take care, bye.